What if I told you that loneliness hurts your brain the same way as a physical injury? Yes. Scientists at UCLA have discovered that the regions of your brain that light up when you burn your hand on a hot stove are the same regions, like the anterior cingulate cortex, that activate when you feel the sting of social rejection or deep isolation. This means loneliness isn't just in your head, a fleeting emotional cloud. Your body actually feels it, chemically, physically, and emotionally, as if it's under threat. In this video, we're going to uncover the hidden science of loneliness, what it does to your brain, turning connection into a survival signal, how it weakens your heart, immune system, and even accelerates aging, why it traps you in a vicious loop that's hard to escape, and most importantly, simple, science-backed ways to heal its effects and retrain your nervous system for safety and joy. If you've been following our series, you'll see how this builds on the small connections from our first video and the purpose-building rituals from the second. Stay with me until the end, because understanding what's happening inside you is the first step to rewriting your story and reclaiming the vibrant life you deserve. Let's dive in. When you feel deeply lonely or socially excluded, your brain doesn't just register sadness, it sounds an internal alarm, entering a full state of emergency. At UCLA's Social and Affective Neuroscience Lab, researchers like Naomi Eisenberger used fMRI scans to reveal something remarkable. The anterior cingulate cortex, the same brain region responsible for processing the sharp sting of physical pain, also fires up intensely during social rejection. Your brain simply doesn't distinguish between a broken bone and a broken connection. Both are wired as primal threats to your survival, echoing our evolutionary past when isolation meant vulnerability to predators. This perceived danger triggers your ancient fight-or-flight response. Stress hormones like cortisol surge through your bloodstream, keeping you in a heightened state of alert. Your heart rate spikes, breathing quickens, sleep cycles shatter into restless nights, and your brain, hypervigilant, starts scanning for threats everywhere, even in neutral situations, like a casual conversation that feels off. This is why so many lonely people describe feeling perpetually on edge, anxious, or utterly mentally drained. Your mind is in overdrive, burning energy just to protect you from an invisible enemy. Over time, this chronic activation can shrink your prefrontal cortex, the seat of rational thinking and emotional control, while enlarging the amygdala, your fear center, making negativity feel even more overwhelming. But here's the empowering truth, backed by neuroplasticity research. Just as your brain learns to equate loneliness with danger, it can unlearn it with consistent, gentle practices that signal safety. We'll explore those soon, drawing from the small hellos and purpose rituals we've covered before. For now, remember, your brain's alarm is loud, but it's not permanent. Loneliness doesn't stop at the brain. It cascades through your entire body like a ripple in a pond, weakening your defenses from the inside out. When your nervous system stays locked in this chronic stress mode, your immune system takes the hit first. Studies, including one from Carnegie Mellon University, show that lonely individuals, especially seniors, mount up to 30% lower antibody responses to vaccines, like the flu shot, leaving them more vulnerable to infections. Inflammation markers skyrocket, paving the way for heart disease as chronic cortisol erodes artery walls. The risks compound. Greater chances of type 2 diabetes from insulin resistance, strokes from blood pressure spikes, and even faster cognitive decline as inflammation fogs the brain. And perhaps most strikingly, chronic loneliness speeds up biological aging at the cellular level. Scientists, led by researchers like John Cacioppo, have found that it shortens telomeres, the protective caps on your DNA strands, like revving an engine too hard. These end caps fray faster under isolation stress, equivalent to years of extra aging, raising risks for everything from frailty to early mortality. Consider Eleanor, a 75-year-old widow from our community stories. After losing her spouse, she felt that deepening silence in her home. Her doctor noticed elevated inflammation and weaker vaccine response during a checkup. But as she began small outreach, like joining a virtual book club, her markers improved, a testament to the body's remarkable ability to rebound. This isn't to scare you, my dear one, it's to illuminate just how profoundly real and physical loneliness is. Your body is crying out for connection, not as a luxury, but as medicine. And the urgency? It's a call to action, because healing starts with awareness. You're stronger than this silent thief. Have you ever noticed that the longer you feel lonely, the harder it becomes to reach out to others? That pull to withdraw feels almost magnetic, doesn't it? That's not weakness or imagination. It's biology at work, creating a self-reinforcing trap. When your brain endures repeated social disconnection, it shifts into hypervigilant mode, constantly scanning for more threats. Evolutionary holdover from our tribal days, where exile meant death. Now it whispers doubts. What if they reject me again? What if I say the wrong thing and confirm I'm unlovable? What if they don't even want me around? This sparks the loop. You avoid social situations to shield yourself from more pain. Avoidance deepens your isolation, starving the brain of positive social fuel. Isolation amps up anxiety and cortisol, making outreach feel even riskier. Anxiety reinforces withdrawal, tightening the spiral. Neuroimaging shows this as heightened amygdala activity and dampened prefrontal signals, turning caution into paralysis. It's not your fault. Your brain thinks it's keeping you safe. But left unchecked, this loop erodes joy, purpose, and health faster than we realize. The way out? Interrupt it with deliberate signals of belonging, those micro-connections and purpose steps we've explored. Science proves the brain craves and responds to safety cues. You can break free, one brave step at a time. If loneliness wires your brain for endless threat, the antidote is connection. It rewires for calm and safety. Remember the small hellos from our first video? They're your starting point. Here's what cutting-edge science reveals works. With steps you can try today. Start tiny. Smile at a stranger in line, chat briefly with a cashier about the weather, or wave at a neighbor from your window. These aren't grand gestures. They're micro moments of positivity resonance, as neuroscientist Barbara Fredrickson calls them. When shared positivity syncs your emotions and biology, it slashes cortisol in minutes, quieting the stress alarm. For seniors, try a quick online hello via video call if mobility's a challenge. Over time, these sparks rebuild your brain's trust in belonging. Your step. Aim for 3 today. Notice the warmth. It's your nervous system sighing in relief. Loneliness often whispers self-blame. Why don't I have more friends? What's wrong with me? This fuels the amygdala's fear frenzy. But self-compassion meditations, proven to calm this fear center, flip the script. Try this simple 2-minute practice. Sit comfortably, hand on heart. Breathe deeply and repeat. I am worthy of love, connection, and belonging, just as I am. May I be kind to myself in this moment? Feel the words soak in. Studies show this rewires neural pathways, reducing self-criticism and opening you to others. Your step. Do it daily, perhaps before bed. Your brain believes what you repeat most. Choose kindness. Link back to our second video. Volunteering, mentoring, or sharing wisdom isn't just busy work. It lights up the ventral striatum, your brain's reward hub, releasing oxytocin for bonding and dopamine for motivation. fMRI scans show givers feel surges akin to receiving money, countering loneliness's void. Whether tutoring online, knitting for a charity, or advising grandkids, contributing proves I matter. For low-energy days, record stories for family via app. Your step. Pick one act this week. Watch how it shifts your inner narrative from isolation to impact. These aren't cures overnight, they're science-proven rewires. Your surroundings whisper constant messages to your brain, often without words. Walking past empty rooms or untouched mementos can echo absence, reigniting loss and the loneliness loop. Psychologists term these environmental triggers of emotional states, subtle cues that amplify isolation. The fix? Right-size your space with intention, as we touched on in prior videos. Start small. Transform a corner into a cozy nook with photos of joyful memories, soft lighting, or plants for life's vibrancy. Rearrange to invite sunlight, symbolizing openness. If stairs are tough, focus on your main room. Add a favorite book or puzzle for quiet purpose. Every tweak signals to your brain, life isn't frozen in loss, it's blooming now. Research shows such changes lower stress hormones, fostering emotional safety. Your step, one change today. Feel the shift? Being alone isn't inherently lonely. Solitude can be a sanctuary if embraced mindfully. Science from the University of Pennsylvania shows intentional solitude lowers stress hormones and bolsters the prefrontal cortex for better emotional balance. Fill quiet time purposefully. Journal 3 gratitudes. Take a gentle nature walk or window gaze at birds, meditate on breath, or learn a skill via app. Avoid numbing with screens. Choose presence. When intentional, silence heals wounds, revealing your inner strength. This echoes the purpose rituals from video 2. Solitude as self-discovery, not isolation. Your step, 5 minutes daily. Let quiet become your ally. Loneliness is not a flaw or weakness, my dear one. It's a biological signal, your wise body saying, you are meant for connection, for belonging. And just as your brain has learned this ache, it can unlearn it through neuroplasticity's gift. Every micro-moment smile, every compassionate breath, every purposeful act tells your nervous system, I am safe, I belong, I matter deeply. You are not broken or beyond repair. You are wired for profound connection, and it's never too late to heal, to thrive. If this resonated, revisit our first video on beating loneliness with those simple steps, and our second on rediscovering purpose post-retirement. Together, they're your roadmap to joy, connection, and a fuller life. Your story isn't over yet. In fact, it's just beginning.